Good evening and welcome to the 12th episode of TFF Talks. I'm your host, Danny Cook, and this evening we have another great show lined up for you. But before we begin, this show is sponsored by Classic 11 shirts and brought to you by Crofer Media. All links, as always, are in the description below. Watching live tonight, please do send in your questions and views to us on either the YouTube chat section or to us via Twitter at official TFF. And we plan to read out these comments or any questions you have later on in the show. Please do send them in. They always keep us very entertained. So, yeah, please do send them in. And finally, in case you haven't already done so, I recommend listening to our previous podcasts, including the Christmas special and our roundup of 2016. Lots of entertaining content on there, including a Liam Jury exclusive where I can't think what Christmas song he's singing. It's been a long time. I've slept since Christmas, but he sung a rather fantastic of a Christmas classic. This evening by Josh Keeper-Wells, who is Joey Barton's and Mark Noble's love child.
That is correct.
What a lovely description there, Josh.
Always. One thing before we carry on, Melvin's connection has just dropped, so he'll be back on in about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem at all. I was just checking anyway. Melvin, I'll save his introduction for when he comes on. And we also have Connor with us this evening. Hello, Connor.
Hello, Danny.
Hello. He is a Lincoln City fan / season ticket holder and writer for TFF, and also runs TFF non-league with Liam Jury. Boy, you're a lucky man, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's it like working with Liam on that?
It started off very slow process, but picking up now, and yeah, it's not been too bad with working with Liam on that. But yeah, it's been a fun experience.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, you guys have done a fantastic job. Brilliant covering here. You've your retweets off of some decent accounts as well.
Yeah, I think the big point for us was when it was the FA Cup first round week. We did a lot of coverage with that.
Yeah, and that fantastically leads us in to our first topic for tonight's show. We, at the time of live streaming, it is 7:05 on a gloomy Monday night. And it's the FA Cup fourth round draw tonight. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. So whilst that's going on, we will break to that. So you will get your draws come up. Let's talk about the third round. Let's have a quick recap. And I suppose there's no better place to start than at the Olympic Stadium, the London Stadium. So, Josh, do you want to explain what sort of went on there?
There's not much to explain, really. I went with Melvin, who will shortly be joining us, hopefully, to the game. And first off, we went in at half-time, what 3-0 down, maybe? But first off, I thought we dominated the game. I'm sure Melvin would back me up. I thought West Ham dominated the first half. And we looked comfortable in spells, but obviously the quality Manchester City possess is far too much for the quality we have in our side, and it proved dividends.
Are you really disappointed with how they performed, or did you sort of see it coming?
Second half, I was slightly disappointed. First half, as I said, I thought we played really well. I thought we attacked with authority, and we looked to be getting at them. We obviously had that open goal, which Shock for Gooley missed. Really, what's important for us is staying in the Premier League. And yeah, a cup run would have been nice, but the cup run and get relegated or focus on the league and stay up, I know I'd rather have.
Fair point there. what did you think as a neutral? Did you get a chance to see the game at all?
Yeah, I saw the first half and part of the second half. I think the thing what stood out for me and a lot of people was the amount of empty seats there was gradually. I mean, it was sold out, I think I saw somewhere, but second half it looked more than half empty, which I was quite shocked about. But
Okay. Well, let's go there. Now, you said you obviously went to the game. Melvin went to the game with you, right?
He did.
I thought you say that. Atmosphere like for you guys? Did you notice these empty seats?
Oh, don't get me. We noticed the empty seats. There were 2 seats next to me, so extra leg room and all that. But the atmosphere.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the atmosphere where we sat, we was right by the City fans, and like from the West Ham fan point of view, the atmosphere was great. I mean, I had a fantastic time. Like, don't get me wrong, awful performance, awful result. But in terms of the night I had, like, and the atmosphere, it was fantastic. Like, the block in front of us was doing the Poznan at 5-0 down, and they're West Ham fans. The atmosphere is slowly and surely getting there. I mean, it'll still take till about 2, 3, 4 seasons maybe until it's getting even close to what the bone-in was. But the atmosphere was fine Friday night, and there was nothing dodgy until Spider-Man got on the pitch, who probably got a man in the match.
Yeah, I mean, I watched on TV, so I only saw Spider-Man's miraculous appearance via. Which is a shame, really. What can you explain? What happened? Did he just go across the pitch? Did he tackle anyone or something? Like
he just ran on. There was these 2 guys. There was obviously Spider-Man and the bloke in the West Ham shirt and whatever else he was wearing. Spider-Man's come on, and then like the other guys gone in like for a slide tackle, and they're just mucking about. And then after that, you just see Spider-Man run back into the crowd, and the other bloke just stood there not knowing what to do.
So there was a bloke and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture after. There's a good picture of it.
Okay. Yeah, send me a picture. I'll try and get it on here. I'll try and get it on here, and then they can hopefully see. I'm just sort of checking. That's why I'm maybe sounding a bit distant at the moment, because for some reason my computer's not showing whether the stream is live or not on YouTube. It's saying it's live, so if you are listening, fantastic. If you're not, then
now, Danny, I'm on my phone. If I press the home button, will they still be able to hear me?
It should be.
Yeah,
should be
it works for me like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, I'll send you the picture now.
Brilliant. And I'm hoping at some point, let's get this wary about that, because it's still saying the stream is starting soon, and
it says on the app. It says off air, so
it's off air.
Yeah, that's what it's saying on our.
What's it saying on like on this bit? What's it saying on here?
On the Hangout, or
yeah, what's it saying on the Hangout? That's what
it says off air. Yeah.
Off air, yeah.
It's saying off air. Is it really?
Yeah. Oh,
it says live now.
It does say live now. Okay.
And I've sent you the picture.
Fantastic. Let's just check it. Okay, yeah, cool. It's now on. I've just got that feedback via YouTube, so it's now come on. Hopefully it's got the first bit as well. So if anyone's just joined us, very quickly, it's the 12th episode of TFF Talks. I'm your host, Danny Cook, as usual. I'm joined by Connor and Josh Keeble-Wells, as well as Melvin.
Hello.
Melvin's going to join us in a bit. So, we were just talking about the FA Cup, and we were just talking. We've only just started about like a review or recap, whatever you want to call it, of the third round, and we just started with West Ham. So, Josh, do you want to very quickly summarise for anyone who might have missed that? Because
I'll go with a different approach this time. Winston Reid, great. Other 10 on the pitch, rubbish. Spider-Man made an appearance late on. Other than that, City outclassed, and and the only real difference I can say from the City and Arsenal game, where we got thumped in both, City were just efficient, and Arsenal played us off the park, and that's the type of side City are on the Pep. They just take their chances when they can.
Okay, cool. I am just going to get up that image for you, Spider-Man that you sent me. That's a rather funny image. He didn't actually tackle him, did he? That's got to be a photo.
It looks like it. I think he did, you know.
Who is that? I'm going to get it up. You explain what's going on.
Right.
Can you explain the picture at all, Josh?
It's not showing for me, but I'll explain the picture.
Here you go.
Basically, the bloke's dived. Look at that. He's got to be booked for diving there, Danny, surely.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It was an incredible moment for what was probably not a great game for most West Ham fans, let's be honest.
Cheers, Melvin.
Right on cue. Hello, Melvin. Are you okay?
I'm alright, lads. I just had a few slight technical difficulties, but I should be alright for the rest of the game.
That's fine. It seems like you're not the only one, as it looks as though the stream didn't want to go or whatever. It might have gone. We'll find out later on. But anyway, I'm going to read out your quick bio that you sent me. Your quick little sentence. So we've got obviously Josh Keeper-Wells, which is Joey Barton's and Mark Noble's love child. We've got Connor, who's a Lincoln City fan / season ticket holder, writer for TFF, and runs TFF non-league with Liam Jury. And then Melvin is, I'm going to try and get the pronunciation or whatever. Melvin is a bio Akinfenwa as unofficial child. So you're a very lucky man, Melvin.
I think that's a pretty, to be honest.
I bet you always got picked first on the school football pitch, didn't you? At lunchtimes.
Draw's about to start with Michael Owen emptying the bag of balls. So
you sound like Michael Owen, Connor.
I don't have the quotes as good as him.
Don't you think, Danny? Connor sounds like Michael Owen.
What do you want to think of that?
I like the enthusiasm. He's just dropped some balls.
Tottenham Hotspur. Ooh.
So, we've obviously got the live draw going on. Connor or Melvin or Josh, whoever's...
Tottenham versus Wickham.
Tottenham versus Wickham.
Christ alive.
Bloody hell.
Interesting one. So, whilst that goes on, if we just pass over to Melvin, I want to find out Melvin's thoughts on the West Ham game.
Ooh.
I want to find out Melvin's thoughts on. You went with Josh, so I've muted the other two. Them two will come in, folks. So fire away.
So, just adding on to what Josh said, it's more or less the exact same. I thought the first half they weren't actually that bad, and I felt they were unfortunate to go into halftime any goals down. I thought they were pretty strong in the first half. Winston Reid, like you said, was absolutely fantastic in that game, and I think they kind of lost the pace a bit after Figueiredo missed that open goal, because that was really the best moment for them to score in the entire match. If they'd scored that, it would have changed the main focus of the game entirely. But I think after that, the fans started to get a bit frustrated with that moment, and I think that's kind of where, the level of intensity kind of went down a little bit for West Ham.
Yeah. I mean, you've highlighted that point. Was it sort of an expected result for West Ham to lose that realistically?
I mean, you could argue that, because West Ham haven't been playing up to the standards of how they were last season at all in the past few games. I think I heard recently they conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games, and that is including this Man City game. So that alone just tells a story on its own. So I guess you could say that. But off of how they played in the first half, you wouldn't really assume that, because I thought they matched Man City fairly well in that first half, and the penalty, I think, wasn't really a penalty in the first place. So they were really hard done by to even go 1-0 down in the first however many minutes it was.
Okay. And what did you make of the atmosphere there, Melvin?
I thought the atmosphere is really good. Although there were empty seats around the stadium, it is a pretty large stadium to fill, and it's on the end of a weekday, so that's to be expected. But I think the atmosphere as it was really good. It was my first time ever at a West Ham game, and I felt like I was a part of the club for years. They were really passionate, and I felt like I was a massive part of it. But I think, again, leading to the Fagudi, because even when they went down 1-0 from the penalty, they were still being loud, encouraging the squad. But I think after, again, the Fagudi mess, it was a bit, they kind of just felt if there was ever a time for us to take any sort of control or advantage of a situation, it was then. And having lost that, they kind of not lost faith, but just felt a bit deflated after that.
Yeah, no, I get you. So let's bring in Josh and Connor. Now, I believe the draw's still going on, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, there's a couple of teams left. Man City, some big draws of what's happened so far.
Cool. Do you want to just run through what you've seen so far, or any tasty games?
There's Millwall versus Watford. Can't remember some others. There's Manchester United versus Wigan. Proceed to beat Ipswich. They play Brighton at home. Southampton or Norwich at home to Arsenal. Whoever wins out of that game. So.
Well, we won't be getting that one. That sounds good. So, did you say Lincoln or Ipswich could get Brighton?
At home to Brighton, yeah. Man City away to Crystal Palace or Bolton. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Guess who Chelsea's just got?
Draws just finished.
Who?
Chelsea have got Brentford at home.
For God's sake.
I mean, is there many teams still left in that draw?
No, it's finished now.
It's finished.
Who did City get?
Away to Palace or Bolton, Man City.
For Christ's sake.
That was the last one to be drawn. Or Watford. Liverpool or Plymouth at home to Wolves. Derby County versus Leicester. Birmingham or Newcastle away to Oxford. Some
bit of a rubbish draw, to be honest.
Yeah,
not many of those matches are very exciting.
No.
I don't know. I mean, there's a few. I mean, we're not going to get it, but it'd be quite nice if we did get through and we got Arsenal.
But again, Danny, I don't see that as a big draw for you. You was playing them last season.
It's true, but
I don't see that as a big draw, and especially, for instance, if Southampton were to win 2 Premier League sides against each other.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I get bored of the FA Cup draw. Teams like Arsenal and Chelsea get lower league teams all the time, and we obviously get Man City third round. Of course we do with West Ham.
But what about? I mean, you've got Lincoln there. If Lincoln, we're going to talk about them. We might as well talk about them now. So we've got Connor. Connor, you're obviously a Lincoln City fan.
Yep.
Am I right in thinking you went to the game? Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the game at Ipswich. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it? What time did you have to leave?
just after 9 o'clock we left, picked up 1 or 2 people, and then headed there, had a stop on the way, and got to the ground roughly around, I think, 1:45, I believe. So plenty of time.
What did you make of Portman Road then?
Seemed quite old ground. The ground, sorry. The areas seemed quite nice from what I saw of it. But quite a lot of empty seats. 16,000 was there, I believe. And for the prices, I expected more, to be honest. But
Yeah, I heard the prices were quite reasonable.
yeah, what I remember is £10 adult, £5 students, and £2 under 18s.
Oh, so that's good.
Now, see, Danny, this is what annoys me, right?
Yeah.
Few empty seats at London Stadium, everyone jumps over it, right? Millions upon millions of empty seats at Portman Road. No one other than you two have I heard mention it.
It's true. That's true. But I mean, in all honesty, though, like there was a large number of empty seats at Carrow Road as well.
But to my understanding, wasn't that not a walkout? Yeah, a boycott for ticket prices.
Yeah, it was more for that, which is very unusual, considering we had like 20-odd thousand fans turning up in League One. So
yeah,
it's very strange. But
you usually tend to see that in cups like the Carling Cup or the Johnson Pate Trophy, not necessarily the FA Cup, really.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, but I mean, I think it was the pricing that put them off, which is quite weird though when you look at Ipswich's pricing, which seemed quite affordable, seemed reasonable.
Definitely.
So
and
I don't know.
Hull City being in there, 6,000 their home tie against Swansea, was it? Or away tie?
Yeah.
Shocking for a third round or 2 Premier League clubs.
Mm-hmm. Talking of another game, I mean, I only saw the highlights. I don't know the numbers or anything like that. But in between the Tottenham Aston Villa game, they showed highlights on BBC, and one of the games was I think Cardiff Fulham. My God, there was so many. It was a sea of blue seats.
You get more in pre-season, is what the commentator said. So that just says it all.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I'd like to know whether that was prices or whether it'd be
bit of both.
Is that bloke still there, Vincent Tan?
I believe so.
Yeah, I
haven't heard anything
about it recently. I'm not sure.
He's a top notch idiot. I swear to God, he's an idiot. That bloke.
I thought he was going to say he's a top knot.
No, that. That's an alternative, I suppose.
Just for a conclusion, Josh, if you was in a room with him and Edinburgh, you had a gun and 1 bullet, who would you shoot?
That's a great
one. Right. Vincent Tan's personally never done anything to my club. And I'll leave it at that.
There we go. Okay, so again, let's get back to the original point. Lincoln City. Connor, you was obviously there. What did you make of the performance and the atmosphere in the stand, like the general feeling in the stands?
Oh, it's great. Straight from just before kick-off to the end of the game. But if I was the Ipswich fan, I'd be very, very worried because they've got one player I thought stood out, and that's Tom Lawrence. Got both the goals. Did everything he could. Without them, I think we could have easily scored a couple more. But if I was there, I'd be very worried at the moment. And Mick McCarthy, people saying he has to go. I think he has to now. Do
you think you can beat them on the replay?
I'd say definitely, yeah. Got a chance. But it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. No way. But yeah, I'd be obviously extremely happy if we do, and I hope we do.
Good. Good. And obviously, I mean, have they announced what games are going to be, or when that's going to be replayed, and if it's going to be on
I
TV?
think it might be today after the Cambridge Leeds game, but I ain't seen anything confirmed.
Well,
Yeah, it's still Tuesday.
you know full well Liverpool Plymouth will be on telly again.
Yeah.
It'll just be big sides, Danny. Danny, it always is. All this romancing about the FA Cup it's rubbish. All they do every year, they put Man United and Liverpool on the telly for the FA Cup. Bore off. It annoys me. It really does. Put something like Sutton Wimbledon on.
Yeah. I mean, that, by the
That'd be a
sounds of
good
it,
tie.
that was a good tie, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it finished 0-0, but end-to-end still from what I can remember seeing the game. So, yeah, another non-league club with a third-round replay.
I think it's mainly just to do with like the money that they can get off of televising these big clubs, because more people around the world will know about them. To be honest, having Manchester United is most likely going to get you people watching wherever around the globe compared to someone like Wimbledon, like Josh said. Just about publicity and the money that you can get out of it these days, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that's a fair point. And obviously, it's all about, for these media companies, it's probably all about views, isn't it? Because views sell better advertising slots in which they can make more money off of. What do you think, Connor? Do you think it's sort of tailored now towards?
Yeah, well, I think all the channels and all the media has their favourite clubs and just going to stick with them. Just a bit outrageous, really. Give the lower Premier League and lower tier clubs a chance, to be fair. That's what I'd say. But
Well, for instance, I'm not going to take West Ham out of this equation. Why was West Ham Man City put on a Friday night to be on BBC?
Why?
What? Yeah, why two Premier League seeds? Why two Premier League sides that you're going to see week in, week out on the telly anyway? Why not put someone different on?
I mean, that is a fair point. I would say, it's obviously because Manchester United are so big, but like at the same time, I think if it was, I don't know, Manchester United, Stoke or Swansea or Hull or someone like that, then I would maybe question it a bit more. But I would say
also be in was it West Ham's first FA Cup game at the new ground? They might have a
but the new ground's rubbish. That's nothing special at all.
No, that's it. So,
but you also had Man United Reading on the telly. Magic of the Cup, Man United Reading. For God's sake.
Yeah. Again, but then you look at the game, like you said, like Liverpool Plymouth, which was just, I mean, that was dire. That.
Yeah, that was a really, really poor game, in my opinion.
But Plymouth were never going to go there to attack, though, were they?
You can partially understand why that game was chosen to be on TV compared to the games, what we've said, with Plymouth being in the fourth tier. Taking near enough 10,000 fans, I think it was, to Anfield, and had a cracking day out.
I think that having some lower tier matches, some lower tier clubs have incredible atmospheres, and I think having that on TV might make for good viewing either way, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, I would question why Lincoln was not on TV personally.
Yeah, same.
Because that's okay. Regardless of the result coming into that, regardless of the result, I think it was still going to be that classic FA Cup game where you know what they could win.
Could be an upset. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I'm very surprised that maybe that didn't get as much coverage as what it should do. Or
kind of glad it was on a Saturday because it was more for me. Well, I could get there if it was on a Friday or Sunday, but for a lot of other fans, Saturday would have been the best for like trains and other transport. So I'm happy it stayed Saturday 3:00.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Plymouth fans had to leave really early.
Yeah.
And
what was the kickoff time? Was it 12? No.
Yeah, I think it was 12:30.
1:45 or something like that. Yeah.
But
worth it
yeah.
in the end for him, though.
And I mean, that sort of travelling, Josh, is that really the magic of the FA Cup?
Well, if I was a Plymouth fan, I'd go however many miles it is to go and watch your side play one of the best teams in England and Europe. Yeah, that's the magic of the FA Cup. But why put it on a 12 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday? This is the thing. Gillingham went up to Bolton on a Friday night because Sky put that on a Friday night. Gillingham Bolton, that is a ludicrous amount of miles to do on a Friday night. Just think, you get home from work, bang, straight up to Bolton. I don't think so. They done it last year with Jules Wigan as well.
I don't want to ask what the result was for the Bolton game, but
We got smashed.
Okay. And there's one more tie I want us to have a brief talk about, one more bit on this section. Obviously, Chelsea played Peterborough. Chelsea beat Peterborough. But one incident that did happen was Terry receiving a red card on his return. So my question to you guys is, can Terry make his way back into that team, or should he take the retirement and run? That's my question.
I don't think there's any more space for him back in that team, to be honest.
And why is that then?
With Zuma coming back, and I, as a football fan, I'm glad he's back because he's a good young player. So we'll try and integrate him back into the side.
Yeah.
As it is, with Terry, who hasn't got a space in there anyway, and Zuma coming back in, there's room to look into the future for Chelsea now. So I don't see any space where we can put.
Okay. Josh, what do you think?
Well, first and foremost, happy to see Terry sent off. Secondly,
I can't believe you said that.
Secondly, Terry's been past it for 1 or 2 years now. Don't get me wrong, Terry's been a great servant to Chelsea Football Club, and if you could put a player and a club together, it'd be them two. But if I was him, I'd take one last great payday, i.e. MLS, i.e. China. And then after that, run. Do you know what I mean? He's done. He'll never get back into that Chelsea side now. As Melvin said, you got Zuma coming back. David Luiz, of all people, is bloody playing well this season. Gary Cahill, who also is another player playing well, who's not really that good. As for the Quaters, made that centre-half spot his own. And when a fullback is going into your position and making it his own, rather than you, the captain, not being able to make that your own, it's saying something.
Yeah, just to hang on. Melvin's back. Hello, Melvin. Hello. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, just to come back on your point there, Josh. David Luiz was, I suppose, unfairly treated in his sort of last season before leaving.
I don't think he's unfairly treated. I think he was fairly treated. How much did Chelsea pay for him last time? 25 million, 30 million last time. I still think the bloke's overrated, but he's had a good season this season, and Chelsea fans will be glad to see that. I personally still think he's a central defensive midfielder.
Well, I mean, that was what I was going to say to you guys. Whether, I mean, he's been really good. He's had a really good season, but has he? Is that because you haven't heard of him doing much? As in, you haven't heard him making a ridiculous run and getting caught out, or?
I think he's now getting benefits of having such a not a defensive manager, because Conte's playing fast, flowing, attacking football. He's got a great defensive manager. You know, look what Conte done for Juventus, and their back three has been great ever since then. Italy, same thing. He's doing the same with Chelsea now. I think he's kind of coach that attacking fluidity out of Luis, and that's why we're seeing him play so well and not going on 50-yard runs and then having a shot putting over the bar and then getting caught out 20 minutes later, then getting a booking, then getting sent off. And I personally put that down to Conte.
Connor, is there any chance Terry can gain his place back?
It's going to be tough, and he knows that, especially with the likes of Zuma returning, Asperger, like Josh said, making it his own position and playing excellent. And Luis and Cahill even keeping the clean sheets in front of the goalkeeper. So it's going to be tough. Whether or not you can do it, I don't know. After coming back and getting sent off against Peterborough, I'm not too sure, but it's going to be a difficult time for him this season.
Okay. Well, we shall find out. I will pose one more question before we move on to our next segment. Can you see John Terry going to China at any point? Let's go with So you're saying Josh?
Yeah, money out there, isn't there? It's John Terry at the end of the day. There's money out there. If the right offer was to come in, we've seen past teammates such as Nicholas Anelka and Didier Drogba go out to China. Let's not forget that.
Mikel and Oscar recently moved.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. If he was offered a move with John Open Mikel's side on a lot of money, first team football, I can't see him saying no. He's out of favour at Chelsea, and he will never get back in that side now. So,
how old is he now? I'm not too sure on his age, but
he's about 57 these days, isn't he?
Go on, Melvin.
I personally don't think he will, because before he got his new contract, there was the talk about that him retiring a few seasons back. His new contract was a shock to us, and I think he knew that his time is coming up at Chelsea. Obviously, he knows he's a legend at the club now, so it would make sense for him to retire at the club as a legend rather than finishing off somewhere else. Because he's to have a sort of Steven Gerrard situation where even if he doesn't end his career with Chelsea, he'll still be considered one of the greatest ever players. But I think he's the type of person that would Chelsea throughout the entirety of his career and finishing at that club.
Yeah, valid points there. Love that, Melvin. Connor, sum it all up. What do you think? Where is he going to go? Chelsea or no? Not Chelsea. China.
I think China or MLS is definitely within doubt.
Sorry, no doubt.
I think China or MLS. I think he'll go to one of the two. The likes of Lampard, former teammate of his. Never know, but I'd definitely say China or MLS.
Okay. Well, that leads us nicely onto our next segment, which will all be about the impact of Chinese football at the moment, which is having a crazy influence on the English game and, the European game as well. So we will discuss that very shortly. In the meantime, any questions, any comments you have, please do send them in via YouTube chat section or to us via Twitter at @officialTFF.
Danny, do we have a spare 2-3 minutes before we jump onto this segment?
Okay, yeah. What's up?
I want to open a question to you all.
Go on then.
As we've seen, current footballer and ex-Gillingham player Jamie O'Hara has entered the Big Brother house. If you could match one footballer to one reality TV show, who would it be and why?
Good question.
Love that.
We'll start with Melvin.
It's my first time here. You can't put me under the hot spot so quick.
That's exactly why I done it, Melvin.
It's a bit of a tough question. I mean, you got names like Joey Barton that you could put in.
Yeah.
It's just some characters in football. I honestly couldn't say, but I guess if I had to, I would maybe put. I mean, you kind of have to mention Wait, what kind of TV shows are we talking about? First of all,
You're
Reality
talking like
TV.
I'm a Celebrity, Strictly Come Dancing, stuff like that.
I think we should have Pepe in I'm a Celebrity just so he can finish off the competition in the first night by eating everyone else. Because I think that is a thing that he genuinely would do. He's that type of animal, I think.
Right, and Connor.
I'm gonna go with Jack Grealish and Geordie Shaw. I can imagine him being in.
Oh my! What a shout! What a shout!
After antics a year or so ago, night out, 4 a.m, passed out in the middle of the road. Imagine him doing that up in Newcastle.
What a shout!
That's great.
And the thing is, if he does it in Geordie Shaw, he'll apparently be considered as a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on then, Danny.
Well, I mean, you've already suggested one, which is Joey Barton, because he would be.
Someone done an article on him the other day, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. You know, whoever it was basically done a fantastic job.
Genius.
Yeah, and of course you can see Josh is on thefootballforecast.com. Do check it out. It's good read. So well done there, Josh.
Cheers,
Very
pal.
good read. But yeah, I would like to see him, in something like I'm a Celeb. I reckon he could do that. Or I don't know, come dine with me. I reckon
Oh my god.
Joey Bart.
Who would the other guests be? You'd have
Dine with me.
Neil Lennon, the ex-Celtic manager, and then you'd have like the Pope.
Oh, who's that manager that he almost had a fight with?
Oh, well, the one at Rangers.
I think it was quite a while before. I think it's a current Prem manager.
Imagine him being sat around the table with the Queen. That would be
Mark
interesting.
Hughes. That was it. Melvin. Mark Hughes.
Yeah, just going back to what Connor said. Imagine Joey Barton sat with the Queen.
Mine would be Peter Crouch and Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh,
What a guy. Signed a new contract as well today or yesterday.
Good player.
Yeah.
He's got some moves on him as well, hasn't he?
He has done, hasn't he?
But great
I
question.
thought that was a good tangent to throw in.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much for that, Josh.
More than welcome.
Yep. Any other questions like that, please do send them in. Or if you've got any other questions, Josh, Melvin, or Connor, just chuck them in anytime. But we're going to talk about China now. So, where should we begin? Do you guys know much about this Chinese football?
I know one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Money.
Yeah, that's literally what I was going to mention as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you know where the money's coming from?
Oh, China.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but isn't it something to do with the Chinese government wanting to win the World Cup by a certain year?
Yeah. So there's a president, or he's called president, or they have a different name, like have a premier or whatever. But his name is Xi Jinping or something like that, and his vision. He's got 3 aims for China. One of them is to host a World Cup. One of them is to qualify for a World Cup final, and then finally to win a World Cup. Guys, can you see that happening at all? Times?
The most likely one is hosting a World Cup. It will take a few years, I think, for them to get to the standards of Germany, Spain, Italy, if they get more of their top class players coming through. It will take a few years.
It'll be a long process, definitely.
It kind of reminds me of, when Russia started investing in players such as Witsel and Hulk.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, but this one seems to be a bit more serious, and it's got a bit of a backbone to it and a structure, and this is our aim. Whereas Russia was kind of just get players. Here's some money, get some players.
This discussion here is about the Chinese league, and you're talking about their main intentions being to win the World Cup or get to a cup final.
Yeah, as
Or,
in, yeah.
Yeah, most, if not, they brought in the big name ones that have made them so relevant now aren't Chinese. The Brazilian, Colombian, Belgian
South
lately.
American, quite a few of them.
See, but that's what I don't get.
So yes,
That's what I
how
don't
is that
get
going to help?
whatsoever.
How is that going to help them with their World Cup or whatever? Because
Yeah,
these guys can be eligible.
You can just imagine like the Chinese captain in like 2032. So like being interviewed after winning the World Cup final. So what do you put your success down to? Oh, I mean, when I was coming through as a kid, Jonathan McKell, I really looked up to him. He was fantastic, club legend. No, they're there for the money,
He's not
and
been a terrible player, to be fair.
I don't get how it's benefiting their national team at all.
Okay, just to throw a spanner in the works there. I don't know if you guys know, they have, or I think they may be looking to abolish this rule, but they have a rule limiting the amount of foreign players in the Chinese Super League to 5 per club, in which I think only a certain number can actually play at the same time. Now, with that in mind, does that change your opinion at all, or whether China can achieve that, or do you think that's a good rule?
Not really. England had that rule once. That went out the window. We was doing nothing then. We're doing nothing now.
Yeah, just look at Watford. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, all their starting 11 was all different nationality. It just says it all. Well, how it happened here, and I can't see it doing any better in China.
So you don't see that being a good thing with all this money being there?
No.
I can't see it benefiting their national team, whether they limit foreign players or not. It
Just
doesn't benefit
them
them.
anyway.
No. So you're telling me a future Chinese prospect to be forced out the side by a player like Ramirez, like John Open Mikel, be forced out the side by them and then not play is benefiting their national team? And no, it's not.
But it's like they have obviously a certain quota of foreign players, so the rest are all homegrown as such. And I believe it's whenever they do a sub, it's got to be a foreign player for a foreign player sort of thing. But there's only so many they can have on a pitch. So yeah, you guys don't see that benefiting them at all.
No, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm glad you've got that point of view, because I actually personally feel that's a decent rule they've got in place, because with the money, yeah. Go on, Melvin.
I think I heard recently some sort of idea they had was to build about 200,000 academies in China to bring up some homegrown players.
Yeah.
If that is a true fact, then I guess having this rule would benefit them in that sort of way.
Yeah, and they have a lot of them that have already been built, or they're developing. So they've got that. They're trying to create an infrastructure. That's what I get the feeling. They're trying to create an infrastructure. They've got to deal with the Premier League to learn and have some of their Premier League refs come over and teach and all that sort of thing, and coaches as well. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. But as much as they plough money in, I'm not sure that that league could ever compete with the Premier League, let alone achieve his 3 things of winning the World Cup and that.
Danny, you know that rule that you was on about where like you can only play a certain amount of foreign players at a time?
Yeah.
Would you like to see that introduced in leagues such as BPL and Serie A?
I would say yeah for Norwich because we've probably only got like. But no, I mean, I think the reason why I think that's a good thing for there is because the amount of money and the fact that they're so willing to go out and splash the cash. But I can see why people are opposed to it. What do you think? Would you like?
You can't really bring that into the Premier League because quite a lot of the best players that are in the league right now aren't English. They're all foreign. Sergio Aguero, Ibrahimovic, Kevin De Bruyne, Mr. Ozil, just to brighten up your day a little bit. Dimitri Payet. There's quite a lot of the current best Prem players on English. So having this rule would kind of diminish what the Premier League currently is.
Yeah, and I mean, I suppose it goes back to what the aim is of that football association. So I would assume China's football association obviously wants the Chinese. They want to focus on the Chinese players. So that's where I think that rule may be more beneficial to them rather than it being beneficial to the FA here, who obviously have one of the world's most competitive, if not the world's most competitive league. Well, what do you think, Josh? Could it ever be implemented like here?
I think we have too many foreign players here now for it to be put in place. I think if it was implemented as soon as they allow foreign players in the league, yeah, fine, yeah, it could have worked, because that was when England were going through their golden era. You have players such as Scholes, Gerrard, Beckham, Lampard. But now I couldn't see that benefit in England. It doesn't mean the England national team players will become better players. And as Melvin said, the best players in this league are foreign, because the English ones are terrible.
Okay, well, I've got something I would like to know your opinions on, and I'll start with Connor on this. Now,
Okay.
I'm just trying to get it. I'm trying to world rank FIFA's world rankings, and according to this, 82nd rank in the world.
Just says it all, doesn't it? There.
Well, they've gone up 2 places in the space of 1 year. This is national team, obviously.
Yeah.
Is there any chance they could maybe make it into a World Cup, do you think?
No, I don't feel like they could, especially like with all like paying a lot of money for these foreign players to come in, yet they want to make China youth players come in a lot better, but they're just not helping themselves by bringing in a lot of foreign players for that amount of money. So, no, I can't see them getting into a World Cup anytime soon.
Okay, just to say a few nations that are actually above China in the rankings. Obviously, got Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Guatemala,
Christ alive.
Belarus, Haiti, Uganda, Scotland. That's all right. To any Scottish listeners, don't worry. I'm a fan.
Ryan White.
But yeah, obviously, I mean, they're quite low on this ranking. And the only ever World Cup they've qualified for was the Korea one, the South Korea one, which was South Korea and Japan. Am I right? 2002?
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's as much as the men's history
Do you know
goes.
how far they got in that World Cup by any chance? I'm guessing.
I would
They
assume
didn't get out of the group,
stage.
but yeah.
Yeah. And by the sounds of it, I don't know their current position in their qualifier, but I heard, or when I'd done my research a couple of months ago, I knew that the manager was under increased scrutiny for some poor performances. So I would assume they're sort of struggling. But yeah, can you guys ever see, this last question on this section, can you guys ever see World Cup, China hosting a World Cup, or the Chinese Super League becoming the biggest league in the world?
Well-
so 3 questions. Go on, Em.
Well, luckily for China, Danny, I know just the man for the manager job.
Who's that?
Justin Enenbrock.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Oh, fantastic.
He's free at the moment, so it goes. He plays lovely attacking football, and he's definitely the best manager we've ever had. But I think the only one out of those 3 questions that is likely of happening is them hosting the World Cup, because China, it's a landmark, that really, realistically, that's the only thing that can happen. Biggest league in the world, Chinese Super League. Biggest wages in the world, yeah, that will happen someday, but it won't be the biggest league in the world. That will always be the Premier League or the Liga.
Okay, and let's go to Melvin. Go on, Melvin.
Well, I also think that they're most likely going to be hosting World Cup. Then that is purely because they, quite frankly, just have the money to do it. Because that was an issue that was around with the Brazil World Cup, how they were spending so much money building stadiums, but not dealing with the situation with the favelas and gang situations. Well, let's not discuss Russia. A more relevant one is Qatar. We know they've got the money. That's how they're hosting it now. China, I think, money if they put it in a bid for the World Cup would just as easily be able to comfortably host a World Cup and would have the space. Well, that's one thing I've just got thought of. Now, there are a lot of people in China. Would they have the space to fit in and their players coming around to watch their football matches?
Okay. Good stuff. Let's go to Connor then.
Yeah, I was just doing a bit of research on China and World Cup just currently there while you and Melvin was talking, and in their World Cup qualification in Asia, they played 5 games and only drew 2 and lost the other 3. So it just says it all.
That's not great. Yeah.
Getting beat by Syria and another team which I can't pronounce.
They got beat by Syria.
Yep, 1-0.
Oh my Christ!
I was at home. Drew to Iran and Qatar. Says it all.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is there anything else you want to say on that? Because we're obviously a bit pressed for time.
I don't think so. I'm not overtly massive knowledgeable in that area of China. I ain't done as much research or not much knowledge as I'd wanted to, but definitely going to be an interesting subject within the next couple of years. Definitely see how it proceeds.
Sure. So we're going to very quickly squeeze this in now. Josh.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a transfer window, and it's obviously open, and there's lots of rumours flying around. And some of the rumours have been Snodgrass and I believe Hogan, is it?
Yeah, Scott Hogan from Brentford, yeah.
Very quickly, because we're pressed for time, what do you make of them rumours?
I tweeted last night. Hogan's an interesting one. 15 million for a good championship goal scorer. He's 24 years of age, and during his career, he's had 2 major injuries. We turned down Charlie Austin because he had 1 major injury, who was more experienced and cheaper. So that gives you a bit of hindsight. Snodgrass, I'd been off, and I'd just get a defender in. Snodgrass is a good player, but we don't need him.
Okay, that's a fair comment. Snodgrass, I will say though, set pieces, he is deadly, and I think regardless, if you did actually get him, I think he'd be a good signing.
Danny,
but that's my opinion. I know you got Dimitri.
Yeah, there you go.
But
how long will he stay?
For how long? Yeah, I mean that for me.
All right then. Lanzini.
Has he got
Yeah.
to? Is he as good as Pyatt though, or will he be able to live up to Pyatt?
He's better than Snodgrass, though. Don't get me wrong, I think Snodgrass is a great player. For someone like a Hull, for someone like a Norwich, for someone like a Newcastle even, great set-piece player, fantastic whip on him. He's a good creative player, don't get me wrong. But I think West Ham, we don't need another midfielder. Get a defender, priorities.
See, I'm surprised you ain't got him for Robbie Brady.
But we don't need left back, we've got 2 left backs. Get a right back.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I know you've got Cresswell, and I can't think who is it. Is Byron? Oh, okay, like Byron. But I didn't know which one. But yeah, like Brady can play left wing, and he is an incredible set piece player. If you ever need anyone.
Unfortunately, Danny, I think we've got more chance of having Karen Brady out on left wing rather than Robbie Brady.
Oh, that's brilliant. What a fantastic little quote that is.
Quote of the year 2017, that'll be now.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So, yeah, unfortunately, we are running out of time. So, thank you very much, guys, for joining me this evening. Basically, we would have a few questions, but obviously for time, we can't fit them in. And thankfully, or unfortunately, we had some technical issues with the stream at the start. So I think that's why maybe some of the questions or comments have disappeared. So we don't have any questions, which is good for now, at least. Gentlemen, I mean, I have nothing else to say for now. We'll talk more transfer news in coming weeks, but if you guys don't mind just saying your Twitter account to anyone listening.
I'll say my new one, at TFF Josh.
You got a funky new banner on there as well, haven't you, Josh?
I have. It took me 5 minutes. It was decent, actually.
It's good stuff. Melvin, do you know yours?
I unfortunately don't have it, but if I come back on...
That's all right. No
Preparation.
problem at all. Thank you very much, Melvin.
No.
Connor?
Yeah, mine's at Connor52Rebel.
Good stuff. And mine is at Danny Cook 1996. So, I mean, it's flown by. We have talked a few things in great detail. And I hope you have enjoyed listening and enjoyed engaging in this debate as well. To the panel, anyway.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
It was a good time.
So thank you very much, guys. And thank you very much to you listening at home. You have been listening to the 12th episode of TFF Talks. I've been Danny Cook. This show was brought to you by Classic 11 Shirts, or sponsored by Classic 11 Shirts, and brought to you by Crowford Media. Until next time, goodbye.